So what do we got today? We got the Kizer Contrail. It's a mini knife. It's a liner lock, G10, different colors you can get it in. This is supposedly the gray. So I guess with the blue backspacer, it kind of makes it look like a pale blue here. But I guess that's gray. And the surround here is blue on the front, nothing here on the back. The Contrail, it's a Justin Lundquist design. And he's done several for Kizer as well. And it's, it's not an expensive knife. I think 59 bucks all in with 154 cm steel. So small, not big. Let's get my little tape out here. Yeah, a little over 2 inch, about 5 1/4 overall length. So 55 millimeters at best, maybe 53, and 23 and 13.5 centimeters, not quite, but close. Blade stock, under 3 millimeters, at least where I'm measuring it, and yeah, pretty close though, 2.77. at 0.109, and let's get how fat it is across here, 0.448, so not very thick across here, 11.3 millimeters. Liner lock, we'll take it apart. I think it's on these nylon washers. It looks like it. You're looking right down there. It doesn't feel like bearings. It kicks open though with the thumb studs. It's got ambidextrous thumb studs on it. Little knife, isn't it? But maybe a handy little pocket carry. The design flow is really good on this. Blade to handle length is plenty good as well. So it flows. It looks cool. It's maybe, a money clip almost, really. You could slide some bills under there and just throw the whole thing in your pocket. Without using the pocket clip as a pocket clip, you could use it as a money clip. Right hand, tip up only. But yeah, it seems to be springy, relatively decent. It's got a backspacer to it with some traction on it, and it incorporates a lanyard hold there, so you could put it on a lanyard, maybe on a key ring. I don't know. It's not much. Let's weigh it up. But, it's Grippy G10, lines milled through here. Both sides, gives it a symmetrical touch. Pulls the design together. 3.1 ounces at 88 grams. So, can I kick this? I don't know if I can do this that well with my back. Okay. Yeah, you could middle finger flick it from the back. Thumb flick seems to be easier. There's your lockup. Not bad. That's 40% at least on that. So that's pretty stout. Let's see if it'll cut something. Yeah. Well, it seems pretty sharp. I think it's just going to be that 3-finger knife, at least for me. You always try and play back up here, but it's a 3-finger knife for me. But, you've got good purchase on here. You got some jimping on top of this blade. And the blade shape, not a great piercing, but nice little slicer. And, opening boxes, packages, doing small cutting chores here and there. Should be pretty good. 154 cm's fine. 59 bucks, but with the LTK discount code on White Mountain, that's almost $6 off. So now you're in the low 50s. You're kind of in there with where a lot of these, Civivi knives and others are. So this is really so close in that budget knife range that it's not the price. It's going to be whether you like these small, easy carry knives, whether you find the design attractive, that kind of thing. But other than that, the fit and finish seem fine to me. No gotchas around here. Plunge looks symmetrical. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any real issues with it. Nothing that I can feel here. It's easy to disengage this, but it's not going to have a drop because I think it's on washers, like I said. So, in fact, you know, I can bet you it is. So it doesn't have that kind of action, but does it need to? Nah, it's a little micro knife. Little micro knife. So compare it to like my swordfish. You know, it's very small. You can tell I got a lot of big knives. Vexor by Civivi. So that's a monster as well. How about the Rhea? This is a CJRB knife. This is small, but it's a lot bigger. There's my balance point on the knife. Not really a deep carry. Kind of would have been nice to do a deep carry if you're going to do one. Although maybe this will kind of serve as a little money clip or something, so maybe that's not that big a deal. Maybe you want a little bit of it to grab onto to pull it out of your pocket if you're going to use the pocket clip. It's centered. I don't have any lock, rock, or blade play, that kind of thing. Definitely detent is sufficient. Really, it's not a big deal on a knife like this because it needs to be able to kick open really easily with that thumb stud. But it snaps shut and it's going to stay shut. Of course, the blade's so small and light, it's not really going to come out regardless. Well, no way to get in to this from the front, so we got to get in and back. And yes, we can, and it's not turning the pivot on the other side, so we're in good shape there. But we're fighting it all the way out. Finally, we broke it loose. Had some thread locker on it, yeah. Let's get these other screws off. And they're coming off fine. Let's get this one. Okay. There we go. Well, they all fell off. There's our scale, underside of our scale. Liner. It's got some lube on it. We popped it off from the back here. Okay, here we go. We got it off. Nice to have a old plastic. Oh, mine's beat up. There we go. Ceramic detent ball. There's your liner. It looks nice. And no sharp edges or anything. You're right. D shape here, so you know you got a D shape pivot coming at you. And there it is with nylon washers. And that's it. There's your detent track. Looks like they actually built a little detent ramp there. So go figure. That's interesting. I usually see that on the Tucson knives, but I don't see it on others. So bravo. That was well done. So here's our surround on the presentation side for the pivot. And the actual pivot's a one piece, but it's D-shaped, so that's great. I mean, who could ask for more? Well, let's put our little surround in here and our pivot in here. Now let's figure out which way that pivot's gotta made up with this back. Okay, I see. So we gotta point it towards the tail. And we can put one of these washers on here and the blade. And let's turn our pivot back around to where we got to have it. Then we can put another washer on here and the liner on here that's got them made up with that. And it does. And this goes right in here on top. Okay. That clicked into place. I don't want to give it too much. Okay, we're good. Now, obviously, yeah, I went too far trying to center this knife. I cranked down on it too much. Or not enough, one or the other. Okay, now it is centered. Okay, so maybe I didn't crank enough on it. I don't think that's going to work well like that, though. Okay, we're still good. It needs to back up a little bit. Okay, that's better. No? And it's centered. Okay. That's better. We're back. You know, by the way, here's the label on here. Okay? Justin Lundquist, etc. And if you're interested in what's in the box before I let you go, there's, you know, paperwork, and they give you in here a microfiber cloth as well. But this is the factory paperwork. Okay, and then here is a folder with a microfiber cloth. So it all comes inside here. The Kizer Contrail is a nice little mini carry. I think it's just fine. This is just a matter of your personal preference or taste. I got it because I like the design. I like a lot of the Lundquist designs. And it's a handy, you know, it's nice to be able to locate a small, easy carry knife for those times you don't want to be too conspicuous, or maybe you just want a backup. So here it is, the Contrail by Kizer, different colors. G10, 154 cm blade, and it's sharp. I'm going to leave you to it. Thank you so much for joining me. You know what we do. We love them knives. Says so right there. So you guys stay sharp.